we are manifesting an extra $2,000 today by going on a magical adventure with your inner children. And the reason that we are having this experience is because your inner children need different tools and techniques than you as an adult. We are going to restructure the relationship with money so it feels magical and whimsical and fun. And so that is going to magnetize more of it to you. So you're going to want to save this video so you can come back and listen to it throughout the day as an energetic reset, or right before bed, before you fall asleep, to amplify your subconscious beliefs. Listen to it first thing in the morning to set you up for good foundations for the rest of your day. Most important part of this, it's a memory. This is something that your inner children have already experienced. We went on the journey this morning when I channeled it. So this is a re-remembrance of something that has already occurred. Why that is important is because that's how you're going to listen to this. Oh yeah! I already have this $2,000 in my field. And then at the end of the video, we're going to talk about some embodiment exercises to keep those energetics flowing. I'm going to be reading from my notes so I stay on track. We are calling forward all of your inner children right now to go on this journey once again. So when I went into your energy field, I said, hello, 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 calling all of them forward, all the different ages. And I said, remember, it's already done. We are retelling the story like a memory. We are quantum shifters. That means we're already on the other side of our manifestation. Who wants to be our transcriber today? The channeler that's going to take us on this experience. And one of your inner children said, me, with their hands up in the air. And I said, great. Where are we going to start? And one of your inner children was on the back of this really big lion. And I said, who is that? And they said, my pet lion. Let's talk about what lions represent in shamanism. The lion spirit inspires us to be bold, courageous leaders, encouraging us to embrace our inner strength. It reminds us to stand tall and believe in ourselves. And I asked your inner child, why do you think that they showed up? And your inner child said, to remind me I am the leader of my world, your reality paradigm. How I feel about myself is reflected in everything and everyone. This is where we took a little bit of a pause, having to do with developing our psychic and channeling abilities. Your inner child was getting a little bit nervous because they weren't sure what to do next. And I said, this is where we're going to take a pause and we're going to take a breath in and close our eyes and sink into how we feel. Instead of coming from the mind space, we're going to come from our heart space. So they closed their eyes and I said, what do you see with your internal abilities? They said, I see us traveling across the savannah on the backs of our lion friends. So I'm on one and your inner child is on one, going across the savannah, running across the plains. I asked, where are we headed? And they said, into the trees. So into the tree lines. And then when we got off of the lions, when we reached our destination, your inner child was patting the lion on the head, saying thank you, like scruffing around in its mane. So me and your inner child started walking deeper into the tree line, and some anxiety came up again. Not exactly sure where to go. And they remembered what I said before. So they closed their eyes and took a breath and paused for a moment and said, oh yeah, my compass. And reached into their pocket and was holding it in their hand. And I said, oh, where do you think that it's pointing us to go? And the dial was pointing north. This is when we saw the northern star in the sky, and that's symbolic of when you wish upon a star, which is a representor of your manifestation, the 2K today. So we're walking north, and your inner child said, we are looking for a tree. A specific tree. This is when we walked up to a giant baobab tree. And these in African cultures are revered as the tree of life, serving as focal points for ceremonies, meetings, and storytelling. I'm pretty sure that this is one of the trees that Rafiki was sitting in The Lion King. have to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's one of them. I asked your inner child, what are we doing here? And we were standing at the base kind of looking up, and they said, I buried something here a long time ago near the root systems of the tree, underneath the roots. And I said, okay, how do you want to unearth what you buried? And at first they were thinking about a shovel, which practicality, of course. But I said, how about we do something else? I said, I want you to take your hands and put them above the ground. And I want you to work with your magnetism to pull it up. Okay, and your magnetism is representative of your energy influencing the world around you to pull in new opportunities and experiences, relationships, and new levels of income. After a minute, they pulled it up out of the ground and said, I got it! They were so excited that they used their intrinsic abilities and magic to do so. And I said, oh, what is it? And they held their hand open and it was a diamond. Fun fact. Diamond-infused skincare products are sometimes used in beauty treatments for their perceived aging properties. They are also linked to supporting spiritual growth and amplifying the wearer's own energy. These type of trees have been around for a very long time, okay, especially the tree of life. And your inner child took the diamond and walked up to the tree, and there was a hollow, you know, where like little owls and squirrels and birds will sit within. And they told the tree, I would like to gift this to you, the diamond. And they put the diamond in the little hollow and took their hands like this and were infusing it into the tree. And the tree started vibrating. And all of its branches started growing outwards. And then $100 bills started sprouting as leaves. And me and your inner child are getting a ladder out so we can reach the $100 bills, the tree leaves. And they said, is it okay to take this? And I said, yes, the tree is gifting you this in exchange for having a kind and compassionate heart. They're gifting you the $100 bills, the abundance, the prosperity for having a kind and compassionate heart. After we collected it all, okay, $2,000, okay, 100, 200, 300, 400 until we got to 2,000. We put it in a satchel across your inner child's neck and chest. Okay, so envision that you're opening up a bag and you can look in and your $2,000 is within it. And I said, what would you like to do with this money? And they thought about it for a second and said, I want to buy a fancy hat for my lion. What the lion looked like. It's giving Abraham Lincoln. It was very cute. A couple synchronicities that may have stuck out to you on this journey is the lion going across the savannah, the compass, or the North Star. When you wish upon a star. That's from Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio. Seeing the tree of life, infusing it with the diamond, or getting the fancy top hat for your lion friend. And again, this is a memory. This is something that we have already experienced. So when you are going throughout your day, and if you have any doubts or limitations that come up, worries, anxieties, we can reference back to this journey with our inner children and say, oh, remember, we went on the savannah journey where we met the tree of life and infused it with this beautiful diamond to keep it beautiful. Because, you know, they lived like a very long time. So it was the fountain of youth that we were offering it. And then we went and we plucked all the $100 bills. And an embodiment exercise that you can do is actually go outside and stand under a tree. Envision that you are pulling 100, 200, 300, 400 until you get to $2,000. You can do it outside under a tree. And I'm actually under a tree right now to infuse more of this energy into the activation. Or if you don't have a tree around you, you can envision it in your mind's eye, or listen to this video again to really experience it viscerally in your field. Remember, they're also wearing the satchel, so you can pop that open and look inside and say, we have the $2,000 right here. If you really enjoyed this experience and you would like to go on more magical adventures with your inner children, I suggest downloading the Magic Money Quest, or the spiritual gift activation series in my bio or in the comments. I would love to hear what your biggest takeaways and insights were from this wealth activation with your inner children. I love you so much, and I'm wishing you the most magical day.